Hi, I am Peter Stoddard. I am a University of Georgia graduate, BBA in Marketing, 1979, and I am the author of Louis Grizzard, The Dog That Did Not Hunt. This is the book. These are some audio visuals that go with the book. People ask, how did you come up with that title? It really just popped into my head. I thought of the two things that I have in common with Louis Grizzard. I do not necessarily care to hunt. Louis was a little more adamant about hunting than I am. I'll gladly eat Bambi, I just don't want to pull the trigger. Louis thought that to make the fight fair, hunters should be stripped naked and the deer should be given a high-powered rifle to even the odds. When I make a speech, I come pretty much in this attire. This is a little over the top. Too many name badges are distracting. I've got a University of Georgia alumni badge. What looks like a press pass. It is actually my 1976 University of Georgia student ID, but it almost got me into the Sanford Stadium press room a couple of times. Okay, how did I embark on this project? Late in 2018, I started wondering where all Louis Grizzard stuff was. He had been my favorite humor columnist my entire life, so I took a trek down to the Louis Grizzard Museum in his hometown of Moreland, Georgia. I was perhaps the only visitor they had had all week long. I saw amazing displays of relics, and it was a fantastic place that I entirely recommend. I asked the gentleman there where the rest of Louis's stuff is. He said, I think much of it is at the University of Georgia. I don't know where. It so happened I was headed to Georgia and Athens the following week. I scheduled a coffee with a gentleman by the name of Dink Neesmith, who owns it might be Nesmith. I think it's Neesmith. He owns 25 newspapers across North Georgia and the Carolinas. He was a former president of the UGA Board of Regents. At coffee, he said, well, I used to tailgate near Louis. I didn't really know him. And we got to talking. I said, well, why do you suppose that Louis's legacy is perhaps fading? And he said, I don't know. Perhaps someone needs to champion the cause. Perhaps that is you. I was a little taken aback by that, or stunned, flattered, surprised. But Dink Neesmith put me in touch with the likes of Jim Minter, Vince and Barbara Dooley, all sorts of UGA and Georgia treasures who, once I contacted them, they were more than willing to share stories about Louis Grizzard. What resulted is a collection of stories that the world has never heard. Some from Louis's high school friends, high school teachers, English and journalism, fraternity brothers, folks that were with him throughout his life until the end. The